Good morning and welcome to Moopsy in the Morning for May the 14th, 2024. I'm Mom. I'm here finally. Yeah, it took me a minute longer than planned. Apparently my clocks on the computer are 1 minute ahead of the clocks downstairs. So I'm down there leisurely microwaving some milk so I can have a nice coffee and walk upstairs. And it's already showing, I'm on New Romulus at that moment. It's going, red alert. I'm like, that's funny. That usually happens. Oh. But I am here now. Good morning, Chosen. Good morning, Patchouli. I had totally forgotten about Keenser. Even going back and looking at him a moment ago, it's like, I should know that. Oh, yeah, Keenser. That took a few minutes. Speaking of Keenser, I was reading that Star Trek 4 is getting ready to go into production, and then Chris Pine goes, hey, they haven't even given us a script yet. Yes, Patchouli, as soon as I went and looked at it, I'm like, oh, yeah, okay. And the name was familiar. I just couldn't put it together. I'm thinking Babylon 5? No, not Bab 5. Oh, no, I have 3 Iconian TFOs to do on this tune. Whatever shall I do? Captains on the ground, repair shields in space, Iconian TFOs, and dance competition on Nimbus. Wow, that's really an exciting. Good morning, Chris. Good morning, everybody. Hang on, let me do this. Mr. Computer's a little slow today. Wow, Borg King flew to Denver. Holy moly. Oh, and he gets off the airplane, and there's a company called Pass It On that espouses good virtues for everybody to follow. And as he walks in, there's William Shatner on one of these, and it says, boldly go. How perfect. So, yeah, hi there. Yes, you can come up here. Come here. Yes, here we go. I got Loki now. So I'm hemming and hawing about whether I'm going to fly to Vegas, $700, for DT's wedding, or if I'm going to drive to Vegas. And I'm out to dinner yesterday with my son. It was his birthday and a 1 day late Mother's Day, and we're discussing. He's advocating that I retire because he's a good kid. And I'm thinking, well, if I drive to Vegas without the dogs, it'd be 10 days. 3 days out, 3 days back, and 6 days there. I don't see a way to do it for less. And he's willing to stay at the house with the doggos. Chris, it's always good. It may not just because of the circumstances may not be great. It's not great morning. I had good morning until I realized that my bosses weren't both out of town. Just one was out of town. And then one boss was out of town, but he's the boss that I like working with. So it's one of those, sigh. But the good news is I had to leave early because I had no shoes to go out to dinner. Until I realized I did have a pair of shoes, but that was an hour later. And tomorrow I get to leave early because it's class day, and I work from home for 3 or 4 hours on class day. But today is all day. I may take myself to the coffee shop on the way in. But yes, retirement's going to be more and more, well, not retirement, not working is getting more and more attractive. And on the face of it, I should be able to do that starting in June. In reality, we'll see. Excuse me. Coffee went the wrong way. Working is not always attractive. No, working is not always attractive. Paycheck is always attractive. But there are things I want to do that I can do from home that I don't need to do from the office. Yeah, well, anything you do out of passion is always good. Loki, I'm right here. Oh my God. She's like, but that's not enough attention, Mom. I'm in your lap and you're cuddling me, but I need both ends. Yeah, well, passion projects are good. You need to make them not just your passion, though. They need to be somebody else's passion. And I've been playing with different ideas. I mean, I love doing Trek. But this is a niche audience. And it's a niche audience where people don't always have a ton of money. Let's be honest. If we had a ton of money, we'd probably be doing other stuff, too. So trying to find a way to make an income for myself relying on somebody else's money is always challenging. That said, who has stuff they would like to do today? By the way, I will let you know that if you decide to wear 4-inch heels for the first time, these were new shoes I hadn't worn before, to go out to dinner, don't do that. 18 destructible torps, 10 Terran ships. Well, 10 Terran ships. We could do Jupiter Aratus. That's always fun. Destructible torps and some hull space. I have some shield space, but not very much. I have captains on the ground. Oh, how exciting, captains on the ground. I have a dog who's just covered in mats. I have got to get something to cut those mats out of there, dear. Yes, I know I'm supposed to brush my dogs. I do not brush my dogs. I'm so used to having short-haired dogs that having this long-haired one is very challenging. Here, I'm going to put you down if you're not going to be nice. I love you, but you can go down on the ground. Here you go. There you go, little girl. Anson Mount getting canceled from what? From, like, internet? I have an issue with people who unfollow, drop, etc., etc. My niece was this way during the height of the U.S. presidential elections. She didn't want anyone to communicate with her if they had any intention of even thinking about voting for Trump. And she would unfollow them, unlike them, and ban them immediately. And I was trying to explain to her, this is a rational adult, that when you shut the door on any communication, there's no chance for you to express your vision, your views, your thoughts, and have any chance of possibly swaying somebody's mind. When you shut the door, you shut the door. Keeping the door open to try and educate, enlighten, share opinions and views gives you the chance of changing things. I don't happen to agree with what he said, but I didn't hear the whole thing. I don't understand his rationale or his reasoning. Maybe there's something behind it. Maybe there's not. Maybe it's just, bad attitude, bad feelings. But I will leave the door open. Yeah, exactly. Exactly, Chris. You want to keep those doors open. It's really easy to just go, well, I don't like this guy, turn it off. Now, that said, I'll be watching a TV show or something and just go, nope. I can nope right out of things real easily. I noped right out of, well, not Discovery. I gave that a chance under duress, but I noped out of Game of Thrones in about 4 minutes. Oh, yeah, that's totally true, Chris. I have several of the people I work with and for are Jewish, and Even within the four of them, they don't always agree with what's going on. But here's a great example of people willing to be able to talk, sometimes very loudly and passionately, about what they do and don't believe. But to an extent, they're willing to listen. I will say that Indianapolis is not the most tolerant of places. They're better, but they're not great. I can love being here, but they're not great. Yeah, well, there you go. And I think the term you used, relationship, is the defining thing. So Chris says, I'm just tired with you. He said this, let's cancel them. And I'm like, do you always end a relationship of any kind on the first sign of disagreement? Brand new relationship? You might, yeah. You know, you get to that very first moment at the speed dating, and she says, or he says, X, and that's just one of those, nope, 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 nope. That's fine. On the other hand, you know somebody, you've listened to them for years, and you disagree with something, yeah, I'd give them some time to explain and understand, and for you to get to the point of where you understand what he's saying. If you're still at an issue, then noping out of there is a thing. Yeah. No, totally agree with you, Chris. And Mukia says, Trump for world dictator 2024. No. Nope, right out of that one. Yeah, but Shatner can say wild things and people will still love him. And he does say some pretty wild stuff. But let's be honest, these are people on television. You know, you can kind of take that with the appropriately sized grain of salt. Yeah, no. Not my favorite person. Okay, this is going to drive me crazy. I'm here on Ryza and I'm looking at the floor tiles, and the floor tiles don't line up. Ugh! Don't do it to me. I'd like my floor tiles to line up. Many actors played culturally impactful roles and turned out to be douches. No kidding. But that's because they aren't those characters. They're just human beings playing those characters. The characters can be amazing, and people can be such units. And Mukia says, I can't vote, so I am irrelevant. You're never irrelevant. Might not be relevant for the election. I was someplace with Patrick Stewart, of all people, and we were getting a private tour, and somebody who was in the, people walking around the place whispered to the person next to him, not too low a whisper, oh my God, it's Captain Kirk. And one of us just leaned over and said, Captain Picard. And she's like, no. She was amazed that wasn't Kirk. But anyway, that was a fun moment. But no, Kirk is not my favorite person. Ooh, I didn't know what's his name. What is his name? Pavel? Pava? Oh, I can't talk to him. Pavel. It's Pavel. Okay. Not that I'm getting ready for winter, or the summer rather. Change outfit club wear. There we go. I think we need to get a swimming suit for this lady. I think I'm going to spend some money and get her a proper swimming suit. Well, let us do some stuff. Chris, do you have anything you need to do? I just finished up the event, and I've got my new toys, and I've got my dilithium for the day. We can pew. Yes, please, let us pew. You said you had Terran ships, so would you like to do, like, Jupiter Aratus? Jupiter Aratus. Okay, I send you a team invite here. If anyone else would like to join us for little Jupiter Aratus, that would be cool. Okie doke. Sent out a ask if somebody wanted to join us, so we'll give them a moment. Actually, I can't vote either in Mukia. I have to go work on that. My driver's license is in Illinois, but I live in Indiana. I have not registered to vote here. Means I have to go get a new driver's license. I do not want to go do that. My son went in there, it's just like, okay, let's take a picture, here's your license. But I'm 65. That means sometimes you have to do the vision test and all this other stuff. I'm not looking forward to that. I will give him another minute. So we went out to a meat restaurant last night. It's one of those Brazilian restaurants where they come around with pieces of meat and carve off pieces for you. And it was quite tasty, not inexpensive, and really crowded. For a Monday night, there must be a convention in town or something because it was jammed. And it occurred to me, it's very expensive, and while it was very tasty, I don't know that I need to go back there. You know, for that kind of money, do you really want a restaurant to be fabulous? Okay, I didn't get a response, so let me go ahead and queue us up. Indeed, patchouli. We are queued, Chris. Is there anything else that does Terrence? Leviathan, but that's a big one. Counterpoint. I will queue us up for Counterpoint while we're at it and see if we get more people pop for that one. So I've got us queued for Counterpoint and Jupiter. I'm just beaming up. Don't worry, I didn't get a wee-woo. Wee-woo. Wee-woo, Chris? It is Counterpoint. Come on.
DS9 to all Alliance.
All right, Chris, what have... Oh, wow. That was not what I was expecting.
Alliance forces, the station is under heavy attack. creating trans-dimensional portals at several points around the station. Close any portals that open as soon as possible, or the ship's Deep Space Nine is under attack.
Come on, portals, where are you? Okay. Well, that guy got that one. Okay, dude, just because you're faster than I am, don't take all your portals. See if I can get over here in time before somebody else runs over and grabs it. Yay! Finally got one. For seconds, I'm not going to get this one closed in time. Nope. Chris says having good relationships with Klingon Chancellor L'Rell paid off. She allowed me to retrofit one of her own designs for the D7.
Something massive. Yeah. Surrender to the Terran Empire. Lower your defenses and surrender. Surrender now. And the Terran Empire.
Vita, stop fixing your ship.
You are fools.
There we go.
Alliance forces. Paradox North. Stay safe.
Excuse me. Oh, I have a cough. Maybe I should stay home from work today. Yes!
We've conquered everyone else in our reality.
Yours, Saul.
The Emperor will crush you.
Wow. Maybe I should stay. Taking basically no damage on my shields. There we go. Finally, some damage. About 2 minutes left here. And 1 minute left. We have 15 teams down, but that's see what we got here. Here's the paradox.
You haven't seen the last of me!
Yay! Good morning, GSQ. How are you doing, dear?
Terok Nor has been sent back to the mirror universe. We wouldn't have been able to repel them.
So let's see how we did on that one. 161 marks. Not bad.
Terok Nor has been sent back to the mirror universe.
Do I need
We wouldn't
Terran
have been
marks?
able to
Oh,
repel
yes, I
them
do.
without your help. Thank you.
I'm not quite awake yet either, and I've been up for an hour and a half now. I guess I'm still at Ryza. Swear I just queued this up. Oh, there it did. Just prepping for the next thing. What is awake? Awake is the thing that I don't want to be right now. How am I? I'm fine. I'm sore. So this week was a big dinner last night for my son's birthday and Mother's Day. Saturday is a wedding. The wedding's at noon, but the reception's not till like 5. And I'm not sure I'm going to do the reception. I think I might just do the wedding, just because, you know, what am I going to do for the 4 hours between? And I love these people. They're wonderful people, but they probably should go to the reception for at least an hour or so. So I will drive home if it's not too far away, hang out with the doggos. If it's a hot day, probably get out of my nice fancy schmancy dress and then go back for an hour at the reception. And not wearing high heels for the reception. That's all there is to it. All right, Chris, you said you had destructible torpedoes? Oh, GSQ, it's not... Don't look at it being another year older. One, it's just another day. If you're not a birthday person, okay, I would be fine. It's just another day if you don't want to do birthdays. You don't have to count the years if you don't want to. Those are just numbers too. And there's so much of life ahead for you. And it gets good. It does eventually for a lot of us. It gets good. You know, my husband didn't celebrate birthdays very much. I mean, we'd have dinner and we might do gifts. We always celebrated my son's birthday. But it wasn't that he didn't like getting a year older, but they just didn't grow up doing that. And I always enjoy celebrating it as a day. It's just a day, but it's a good day. It's an excuse to eat cake, as my son would put it. Or in case of last night, it's an excuse to eat meat. But you don't have to celebrate it if you don't want to. All right, Chris, let me cue us up for a hive. Would anyone else like to join us for a little hive onslaught? Yeah, Chris, any excuse to eat cake is a good excuse. So I'm going to tell you, Chris, if you ever get here to the States, American cake is really sweet. I'm discovering that much as I love a good cake, it's getting to the point where it's almost too sweet for me. There's this wonderful bakery not too far from us that sells slices of cake for you to take home so you don't have to buy a whole cake. And the last time I'm eating it, I got to the last 2 bites and went, no, it's just too sugary, too sweet, too much icing. And this is a place that actually bakes good cake. Unfortunately, there are no really good European pastry shops here. The Coke here is made with high fructose corn syrup versus sugar, and that's why it tastes so sweet here. So if you come to the States and you want to drink... Yeah, well, Chicago's got some killer pastry shops, but that's 200 miles away. I like cake. I'm not driving 200 miles for a cake. Grandmother's coffee cake. I bet that could be good. My grandmother, actually both grandmothers used to make killer coffee cakes. Veggie soup. There you go. Veggie soup, some homemade bread. By the way, I've been baking bread for the cookbook, trying to create a thing for mappa bread. My first go at it was a homemade sourdough with homemade sourdough starter, and it was good as a plain bread, but nothing bejorn about it. So I started experimenting on Saturday, and I made a rock. This thing rose beautifully, it looked great. I shaped it, got it ready to go in the oven, and it just gave up the ghost, flattened out, overbaked. It's a hockey puck. So that recipe's down. I'm going to go back to the starter and see where we go from there. The idea of toasted whole wheat flour is really good because it adds a great flavor to it, but something went wrong in the recipe. It's also super dry. All right, so we need a hive onslaught here. No, we are getting queued right this very second, Chris. No, I was talking. There we go. Now we are queued for hive onslaught. Wee woo. By the way, once again, we did not have the Aurora Borealis down here yesterday. Yeah, you might not be in the mood to do birthdays either because of that, GSQ. So GSQ, to be a little grim here, I have the ashes of all of my puppos and my husband in my living room. And there is a place in Chicago that will take ashes and then burn them down to carbon, and then they use the carbon to make diamonds. It's $6,000 a carat. But my husband loved one of our dogs, Errol, so much that I was thinking of taking some of his ashes, some of Errol's ashes, getting them turned into a diamond and giving it to my son in my husband's watch once I get that fixed. So he'll have a little keepsake from the hubs and from one of the doggos.
And the collected.
Weirdly enough, it's a place in my hometown back in, or well, not my hometown, but the town I lived in for like 20 years back in Chicago. I think it takes about half a pound of ashes to make a 1 carat diamond. Of course, once I get the diamond, then I have to take it to a jeweler to have the diamond cut, yada, 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 yada. Then I have to find a jeweler to fix the watch. Hopefully it's fixable. Probably should do that first. Can this watch be fixed? If not, that kind of changes the whole plan.
Your efforts are futile. Destroy this vessel, and I will claim another.
Yeah, feedback. Oh, I'm terrified. Feedback.
Eternal! This is not the end. I admire your strength, your will. With us, you could be so
go.
much more.
Take fleet marks that time. That's kind of sweet, GSQ. Trying to find the name of the place. Life Gem is the name of the place. Oh, they've moved. They used to be in Elk Grove. They're now in Des Plaines. Maybe that's their corporate office. There's other places as well that do it now. Oh, no, it still has one in Elk Grove. Excuse me. "836 Arlington Heights Road." That's actually over by Itasca, then. Not that you guys would care about that. As opposed to places that do jewelry that includes a small amount of your ashes, of the ashes. But like I said, not cheap. We need 4 more torps. We got time, Chris. We could do Azure Nebula. We could do... I don't know. What else? Zen Kathy Front won't do it because they don't send off the right ones. Yeah, GSQ, once I finally finish unpacking everything, I will set up my little shrine of puppies and peoples. When one of my dogs was quite ill, I would drive out of my way to get the chicken tenders that she would eat. It was the only thing she would eat. That and blueberries, excuse me. For the last couple of weeks before she refused to eat anything. And okay, it was like 10 miles out of the way, but that's okay. I can go buy chicken tenders for the puppo. I tried to do the same thing for Hubs. What do you think, Chris? Azure Nebula? What else would do it? We could do Archer. ISA, yeah, I'm happy to do an ISA. We are queued for an ISA. Wee woo, Chris? That happened with one of mine, GSQ. Then again, I had one dog who was 12, and her arthritis was so bad that she couldn't get up and down the stairs. So I moved downstairs to be with her because the vet thought she had a couple of weeks, maybe a couple of months left. 3 years later, still with us. But to deal with the arthritis that was so bad for her, we got her a heated dog bed, which she loved. And I would freeze downstairs because it was really cold. She had a heated dog bed. She could go in and out when she wanted to. She had a good life. So now, of course, my dogs sleep on the bed with me.
Scanning the nanite transformer. Done. Additional data is available.
Well, this is a fun team today. I have this feeling... Oh, somebody's doing a split run. Okay, I'll watch the center then.
Stop them. A probe is closing in on a transformer. Destroy it.
I did. Okay, all destroyed. Next.
A probe is closing in on a transformer. Destroy it.
That's interesting. The transformer over here is not dead. Well, that was easy. How did you do on those torps, Chris? Yay! Congratulations. I'm coming down here to Nimbus. It just occurred to me, I probably should take one of the tunes who hasn't done this yet. It's not like Nimbus dance competition's a real challenge. I have Iconian TFOs. Gee, I think we can probably get those tonight. And Captains on the Ground. Gee, I think we can get those tonight, too. We got a little bit of time left here. Anybody have anything they need to do? Or want to do? Let us see what's going on in the world. Ooh, Ooh, got rain coming in today. Yay! Of course, that's what they always say, and then it doesn't rain. Oh, looks like it's going to rain all day. We really could use it, too. And tomorrow. Which I don't like. GSQ, some people just don't appreciate when you don't have emotions that do the same thing that your emotions do. You're allowed to miss your dog any way you want to. And nobody gets to say otherwise. Yeah, Chris, actually it hasn't been dry here. It's just that we had a rainy spell where we had unending rain for like 4 days, and then we had 2 weeks of dry weather, at which point all the rain evaporated and the ground dried out, and then we had another rainy spell. So typically in Indiana we would see, and we still do, a fair amount of rain every 3 to 4 days, so it's a nice blend. Last year was super dry, and then we had good moisture all winter long, so most of the reservoirs refilled. So it's fine. Yep. Yeah, I'm the emotional person, GSQ, but I totally get that not everybody is the emotional person who puts their heart on their sleeve. Yeah, Chris, let's do one more something quick. What have we got that's quick and fast that we can queue up for? We could do a patrol. You up for a patrol? Maybe a quick ninth rule or a wanted Argala? I suspect Chris may have had to jump off to get a phone call or something there. The joy of doing this from work. We'll give Chris a couple of minutes here to come back, and if not, I will jump out of here and go. Rescue and search is fun. Okay, rescue and search it is, Chris. Advanced? I'm all set to launch when you are. In fact, I am launching.
Good to see you, my friend. As am I.
It's shooty time. Boop, boop. There we go. Take care, GSQ. You hang in there. Is this the Mokai one?
We did it.
Yes, this is the Mokai one.
That rift's unstable. We need to hurry, or those ships won't make it.
Klingon vessels are walking into your position.
I've got these two, Chris, if you want to go get yourself set up for the next run.
Thank you. The blessings of...
Our systems are... That's one less rift to worry about. Let's regroup with Kumarkin.
Bad news, I'm afraid. Klingons are approaching our position.
Oh no. This is a fair amount of loot. This one is always a great loot drop.
Let's deal with the stragglers, shall we?
Let's deal with the stragglers. You mean the dust, right?
I think that was the last of them. Indeed.
Wish they had an easier way to pick this all up. Insta-loot.
I think
Well, thanks, Kumarki. We appreciate all that EC coming in. And I guess it's time for me to go walk the doggos and go off to work for another exciting day at the office. Woohoo! And the big dog will see me head downstairs and go, oh, no, 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 no. And then she'll head outside and refuse to come in. And then I have to go out and physically pick her up and carry her in, which is really fun because she weighs about 65 pounds. So doggos are an adventure. Anyway, everyone, I'm going to get out of here. You have a great day. We will be back on in about 12 hours. So take care, and I'll have to do this without it. Stay moopsome. Moopsy, moopsy.